I bet you think you've seen it all, huh? Yeah, keep watching. So advertising has been around for a very long time, and it's a tough business, especially in today's world where the average person is subjected to as many as 5,000 advertisements a day. But somewhere along the line, somebody figured out how to break through all of that noise: publicity stunts. Like advertisements on steroids, these often shocking or even dangerous events are designed to grab your attention at all costs. So today, we're looking at the most effective, the most interesting, and even the most dangerous publicity stunts ever carried out. And trust me, you won't be expecting these. So let's get right into it. These are the 10 craziest publicity stunts of all time. Number 1 is the leap from space. On October 14th, 1947, Chuck Yeager, an Air Force officer and test pilot, was the first person ever to break the sound barrier in a rocket-powered aircraft. Exactly 65 years later in New Mexico, Red Bull decided to help an Austrian man do the same. The only thing is they decided to do it without the use of a plane. In a gigantic publicity stunt, 43-year-old Felix Baumgartner became the second person in history to break the sound barrier without any engine power. He climbed in a balloon to 38,969 meters above Earth and then jumped, literally from the edge of space. Felix's plunge from Earth's stratosphere took over 9 minutes and had him moving at nearly 1,358 kilometers per hour for most of it. The feat was watched by over 52 million people through webcasts alone, not to mention the millions who watched it on live TV or played the feat on loop. Baumgartner's stunt became the most watched live stream in history and managed to raise Red Bull's sales by over 7%. Number 2 is the Frozen Man. Some magicians do card tricks, while others pull bunnies out of a hat, while others encase themselves in a giant block of ice. Quite simply, the leader in the field of magical publicity stunts, Blaine rarely disappoints. On November 27th, 2000 in Times Square, New York City, the Magic Man had himself encased in a colossal block of ice, a stunt that he called frozen in time. Using only 3 tubes, one for air, one for water, and one for urine, Blaine stood on the spot for nearly 64 hours, remaining in complete view of the public through the thick blocks of ice. Once his time was up, chainsaws were needed to free him from the ice, and he was rushed to the nearest hospital due to fears that he might go into shock. Though he claims that it took over a month to recover from the publicity stunt, Blaine would go on to do even more endurance-filled feats. These included standing on a 30-meter high pole for 35 hours and living in a glass box without food for 44 days. Number 3 is the skydiving car. It's one thing for a person to want to live dangerously by doing things crazy like bungee jumping, hang gliding, or skydiving. But when a car does it, we're on a whole new level of insanity. To promote their new car, the Sonic sedan, in a fresh, cool, and exciting way, Chevrolet decided to show that their new model had its own thirst for adventure. On September 22nd, 2011, the company had 5 professional skydivers armed with cameras leap from a plane high over the Arizona desert with a car. Yes, that's right. A car rolled off a C-130 plane at 4.3 kilometers in the air just to show that it enjoyed new things. The entire thing was captured on a total of 27 different cameras, all from different angles. According to the production company, though a parachute did open to slow down the car from its freefall, the sedan did in fact manage to scrape against a tree, scratching the paint a little bit. But that was it. Otherwise, the vehicle was surprisingly undamaged. Number 4 are the giant dice. With many super popular online casinos and gambling websites already holding a big chunk of the market, it takes a big move for a new company to get in on that action. And what bigger move could there possibly be than the world's largest dice rolling down the side of a mountain? Well, that's exactly what the marketing team behind gnuff.com thought when they built a pair of 2-meter tall, half-ton solid steel dice and dropped them onto a snowy mountain in Nuuk, Greenland. In order to drop these dice, the team had to acquire a helicopter that was designed to handle extreme conditions, including ridiculously cold temperatures and the wind that you would expect to feel when hovering above a mountain. The publicity stunt took place in mid-December of 2007. People could could actually watch these giant dice roll on their site and even bet on the outcome, which was revealed on October 23rd, 2007 to be both ones, snake eyes. Now that is definitely a cool way to launch your website. Number 5 is the giant popsicle. Obviously, the marketing genius who thought up this next publicity stunt was not aware that ice, melts. To promote their new drink flavor, Kiwi Strawberry, Snapple attempted to break a Guinness World Record by creating the largest popsicle ever and having it stand up for everybody to gawk at. But you might be wondering, what's the problem with that big idea? Well, they tried this in Union Square in New York City on June 21st, 2005, the first day of the summer season at high noon, when the warm sun's rays were ready to destroy any ice that it could find. Clearly, this wasn't going to end well, but Snapple's team pressed on. As you have likely predicted by now, the 17.5-ton popsicle that they attempted to lift by crane became a 17.5-ton river of slushy pink Snapple sludge that literally had people running to escape it. Police actually had to close off streets, and even firefighters showed up to help deal with the flow of sticky pink water that made its way down East 17th Street. Number 6 is the train wreck. Not only have publicity stunts been around for centuries, they've been going wrong for just about the same amount of time. If you're looking for a good example, then look no further than the literal train wreck of a stunt that took place on September 15th, 1896, when William Crush decided the best way to get his company's name into people's minds was to stage a huge spectacle. Specifically, an accident involving 2 full-sized trains. Crush actually built his own small town for the event, which he appropriately called Crush, Texas, with circus tents and hand-dug wells. William invited tens of thousands of people to come and witness this ridiculous display, and unbelievably, over 40,000 witnesses showed up. Believe it or not, this actually made Crush the second largest city in Texas for only that one day. However, sadly, the spectacle went horribly wrong when the 2 trains that crashed head-on into each other had their engines' boilers explode, and that wasn't good. Multiple people were injured and even a few lost their lives. William Crush was quickly fired from his railway job over the stunt. Number 7 is the bomb scare. It's one thing to say that your marketing campaign bombed, but it's another to use an actual bomb. On April 28th, 2006, the promotion team behind the megastar Tom Cruise's new movie, Mission Impossible 3, created what they felt would be a unique marketing campaign. They decided to put red boxes with wires protruding from them in coin-operated newspaper dispensers all around Los Angeles. These boxes would play the movie's theme song when the stand's door was opened, leading the newspaper purchaser to believe that they were part of some big action bomb defusing scene. See, these music boxes looked very much like actual bombs. So much so that it caused, just a little teeny tiny panic. No, it was a big panic! Police were notified en masse about these suspicious packages inside newspaper stands and took action, actually calling in the bomb squad. The bomb squad even detonated some of their own explosives to destroy some of these stands out of safety. Number 8 is the Natural Beauty campaign. More often than not, when a company advertises their products or services, they use super thin models, many of which are already huge Hollywood celebrities or mega fashion runway icons. However, in an attempt to change the way that the world sees advertising and potentially beauty itself, Dove, a personal care brand owned by Unilever, launched a giant ad campaign that included print ads, commercials, online video, workshops, and much more that showed off their brand in a daring new way. Instead of choosing supermodels, the company chose 6 ordinary women with natural curves of all body sizes. Company representatives and publicists explained that Dove's idea was to show everyone how naturally beautiful every woman is. The inspiring campaign that showed that everybody can be confident and comfortable in their own skin was a huge success. In fact, Dove saw their sales rocket 700%. Number 9 is the bubble-wrapped street. If you knew someone that you cared about that was accident prone, you would likely do your best to keep them as safe as possible, right? Well, it turns out that the people over at confused.com, a car insurance comparison website, have a similar thought process, but they went a little extreme with it. They decided to go to work trying to make some people that were accident prone feel a bit safer. On January 27, 2010, the company's marketing team launched a campaign in a big way when they covered nearly everything in Somerville Road in Worcester, UK in bubble wrap, all to raise awareness of safe driving for the winter months. Everything from the outside of houses to trees and bushes to fire hydrants and even dog houses got the bubble wrap treatment. The company chose that street in particular as they discovered that the homes on that street generated the largest number of accident claims in all of the United Kingdom. It took 8 men over 12 hours to pull off the publicity stunt, and they used over 1,500 square meters of bubble wrap just to do it. And number 10 is the voluntary blackout. We end this list with a very important publicity stunt that continues annually to this day that you've probably heard of, Earth Hour. To help keep the awareness of being eco-friendly in our minds and to help the Earth itself out a little bit, a PR stunt was created by the Worldwide Fund for Nature itself. On March 31st, 2007, between the hours of 7:30 and 8:30 p.m. local time in Sydney, Australia, 2.2 million people took part in an endeavor which saw them turning off all of their non-essential lights and electronics. By 2008, the entire world had taken notice, and today over 50 million people take part. In order to draw further awareness to the global impact that climate change has on our planet, even famous landmarks like the Eiffel Tower, Golden Gate Bridge, and Buckingham Palace get in on the voluntary blackout every year. But I want to know from you guys in the comments, which publicity stunt on this list was the craziest or most dangerous, or is there one that I might have missed that you have heard about in the past? But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications by clicking the bell next to the subscribe button so that you can catch my next video. On the right, you'll find 2 of my most recent videos that you can press or click on your screen right now in case you missed them. And of course, don't forget to check out my second vlog channel in the description below. And that's it. I'll see you next video. Bye!